Order. It's my duty to announce that we had a executive session at 6:30 this evening to discuss personnel and legal issues. Now, will everybody please stand?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here. Mr. Laser.
Here.
Mr. Latasio.
Here.
Mrs. Mays. Here. Mr. Music.
Here.
Mr. Obardo.
Here.
Mr. Palmer.
Here.
Dr. Zorch. Mr. Hauser.
Here. At this time, we'll begin hearing visitors part 1. This is where you can get up to the podium and state your name and address and speak to anything that's on the agenda this evening. There's a 5-minute limit on that. There's also another hearing of visitors part 2 at the end, which you can speak of anything else. Seeing no one, I move for adoption of resolution number 141, approval of minutes.
Second.
Motion second. Discussion or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Solicitor's report, Mr. Nichols.
We have resolution number 142. This is a settlement of a special ed issue. And I would ask for a motion on resolution number 142 as has been explained before.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
Nothing further, Mr. President.
Thank you. Education and planning, Mrs. May.
Yes, thank you. I'm very pleased to welcome Dr. Joseph Sheila and Colleen Suchko from the IU to do a presentation on the Clairview School.
Good evening. My name is Joe Shulo. I'm the Director of Student Services for the Westmoreland Intermediate Unit. We do have a brief video for you this morning, or this afternoon, this evening. What time of day it is. So those of you in the front might need to locate yourselves. There, it's coming up. Thank you. About a year ago, our Executive Director, Dr. Jason Cohen, was here to introduce or explain to boards the purpose of intermediate units. We are coming back around the county this year to talk about our Clairview program specifically. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Colleen Suchko, the principal of Clairview School.
Thank you for having us. Good evening. Very pleased to very pleased to be here today as your principal. Some very familiar faces in the audience. We also have some staff from our school that came to support. We presently have 7 students from Latrobe in our school. Those that don't know much about Clairview, what you're going to see today is what we do have and what we'd like to go to. So what we presently have is autism support, multi-handicap support, emotional support, and physical support. So what we did is we were shrinking, so we said, hey, what do we need to do? So Lori and Dr. Soltis came together with all the other LEAs and really talked about what can we do with Clairview, what do you need? So from there, we decided we're going to go towards more behaviors, and we created a tiered level system for behaviors, from minimal to very intense strategies, so that we can hopefully get these kids those strategies that they need to come back and go in the public setting. So slides ready. Thank you.
Welcome to Clairview School, home of the best small clothes.
Clairview School is operated by Westmoreland Intermediate Unit and has been serving students ages kindergarten through 21 residing in Westmoreland County. We have been educating students for over 17 years. Clairview provides programs to support students with unique learning, communication, and sensory needs who have not had success in our traditional school settings. It is my pleasure to share our programs with you today.
Come on in, we'll show you around.
The first program we'd like to show you is Life Skills Support. Students in our Life Skills program work on developing academic, social, behavioral, and vocational skills to increase independence in and out of the classroom. Students in elementary life skills focus on self-help and readiness skills, as well as academics, and move to expand upon these skills in our secondary program, where pre-vocational and independent living skills are practiced. Many high school age students participate in our Work Discovery program, where they encounter real-life work experience at many businesses in the surrounding communities. Other qualifying high school students receive technical training at the Central Westmoreland Career and Technical Center. With the support of specially trained staff, students learn skills for lifelong learning and living.
Our autistic support classrooms provide students who are on the spectrum a highly structured and individualized program so they can complete assigned tasks and be successful at school. Sensory-based activities and sensory integration opportunities throughout the day help students avoid or eliminate anxiety, stay involved in learning tasks, and receive academic success.
The next program we'd like to show you is called Multiple Disability Support, or MDS. In our MDS program, students in grades K through 12 who are diagnosed with 2 or more disabilities receive intensive supports in academics, social and communication skills, motor skills, as well as functional life skills. Some students may have significant medical needs and sensory impairments that require additional services that are also offered here at Clairview. Our Physical and Occupational Therapy Department at Clairview School provides many important services. For students who qualify for services, they can receive individual one-on-one sessions that focus on school-based therapy goals: strength, balance, safety maneuvering at school, positioning, handwriting, sensory processing, and integrating, just to name a few. The PT and OT department has a pediatric and 2 adult quadricisors. We are currently the only school in Pennsylvania to have these dynamic pieces of therapeutic equipment. The quadricisor allows for working range of motion without the need of a therapist physically engaging the student. As you can see in this before and after footage, we have seen astonishing improvements in the student's range of motion, strength, posture, and muscle atrophy in those who use the quadricisor. Many students at Clairview qualify for speech and language services. Our therapists assess and treat a variety of communication needs that may impact a student's ability to communicate within the educational setting. Both group and individual push-in and pull-out sessions are offered, and our highly trained therapists work with school staff and parents to design treatment plans that support the student's individual strengths and needs to the greatest extent possible. Assistive technology plays a major role in supporting many students at Clairview develop communication that improves the way they interact with the world around them. A new service added to the department is feeding consultation. In order to ensure that nutrition and hydration is being met with our students with complex medical and developmental needs, our therapists trial various textures and strategies and make recommendations so the student consumes in the safest environment possible.
An important part of our daily programming here at Clairview is our school-wide positive behavior support program that was adopted 7 years ago. Our staff teach and reinforce positive behavior expectations by passing out earned tickets and wolf bucks. Clairview continues to be recognized at the state level for implementing this program with fidelity every year.
We have students that come and spend little books at the Clearview Cafe. Come and join us.
For many years, Clairview School has provided classrooms to support students with a variety of emotional and behavioral needs. Our districts in Westmoreland County have expressed the need for more intensive emotional support classrooms. So in response, we have developed a new model of emotional support. In this tiered model, students will learn strategies for dealing with difficult emotions and behaviors. These classes will include both students who receive a regular education core content and those who receive specially designed instruction. Let's take a closer look at what is included in each tier of the program. The Tier 1 level of support will include a classroom teacher and paraprofessional, as well as a mental health specialist, who will offer individual and group counseling. Students included in Tier 2 level of support receive all of supports from Tier 1, but will also receive core content and instruction in an online format. Those students in need of more support with challenging behaviors and complex emotional needs will be served at the Tier 3 level of support. In addition to receiving academic support and more intensive mental health counseling, a behavior specialist will work closely with the team in planning treatment for each student. At the most intensive level of support, Tier 4, students will have access to a full-time mental health specialist, classroom teacher, and paraprofessional, as well as ongoing psychiatric consultation. The tiered model, combined with school-wide positive behavior support and crisis interventions, will offer all of our students behavior support needed to have academic success.
At Clairview School, our goal is to provide outstanding educational and therapeutic services to support life skills development so that all of our students, regardless of their disability, have increased independence to become active participants in their homes, work settings, and their communities. Thank you for letting us share our programs with you. Stop in and see us anytime.
family holiday party, which we just celebrated. Prior to our different functions, I asked the teachers to take advantage of the teachable moment prior to. So this year, and I'm sure in past years, they really worked on the kids' P's and Q's, and how to sit at the table with linens, and what all the silverware does, and waiting on everybody at your table, getting your food. And Mrs. Murtha shared a very funny story. We had a student who was new to the dance, and the student sat down trying to remember what he was taught, and he looked down, looked at her, and said, I don't remember what all the silverware's for. So they truly do enjoy some of those social pieces. One of the former teachers said to me, remember, Colleen, these are experiences that will probably never end, and that means a lot to them. So for those kiddos at that age to learn how to use their napkin on their lap and say please and thank you, and then dance in a proper way in a controlled environment really helps them feel secure and grow as a nice citizen. So without further ado, any questions from the audience?
How many students are in the school?
We have 100 students right now.
How big is the staff?
We have about 15 teachers.
And parent involvement, is that part of the program as well?
We always enjoy parents to come and help out. We don't get a lot, but today we did have parent-teacher conferences, and we had 30 parents show up. So I was quite pleased with that number. That was really a nice showing for us. And it wasn't about an IEP. It was just about talking about the kiddos and the progress that they've made, showing them how the different classes run, and really talking about, connecting with the families, what are you doing at home, what we're doing in school, and trying to make sure that we're consistent among both environments.
Are the parents encouraged to be classroom assistants or anything like that?
We actually have 3 right now that are personal care assistants, or PCAs. And I set up some pretty firm roles, from this time to this time you're the PCA, and actually I'll see them in the building and they just zero. They don't acknowledge their child, they don't interact with their child, and it works out really nicely. Anyone else?
I have to say one thing. Just from going to many IU meetings and seeing presentations there, I can tell you it's so obvious how much these teachers and assistants truly care about these kids and get involved with them, and how dedicated they are to making them be the very best they can be. So I very much applaud all of them, because it's so obvious the way they speak.
Moving forward, we're still striving to be better. We're Gold Star. Next year we're going to add an instructional coach, and that person will be dedicated to helping those teachers just become stronger, not only as a teacher with strategies, but in their paperwork, and their time management skills, and their classroom management skills. So Dr. Shula and I are very excited about what we can do moving forward.
That's all wonderful.
Thank you.
Does the CPC piece play a large part of it with
Not a
each individual?
huge. We probably have about 15 to 20 students that go. Those kiddos love it, look forward to it. We actually have one student I can think of that is on the dean's list. That's completely appropriate, like she's getting it. We've had some discussions today with Mom about, maybe it's time. And Mom was not open, she would really. And we're like, yeah. And we actually have 2 students right now that we're starting to transition back into the district. And we just do it slowly. So one kid goes every morning for 1 class and then comes. And then another student goes once a week. So I'm pushing that.
That's good stuff.
Bring them in, give them the strategies, and send them back. Yes.
I'd like to compliment you on the work that you've done. And I really enjoyed this. And like Ned would say, I'm going to take a walk down memory lane with history. But it's fantastic what you people do with the kids today. I started out 53 years ago working for the Allegheny IU. And I was in a self-contained classroom with the children. I had 32 kids.
It's not allowed.
And I'm actually jealous of what you guys have to work with. I cannot believe how far this far for our kids.
So we also have 5 classes in our school. They actually change. And so one teacher teaches math, one the language, science, social studies. We say home ec, but I know that's not the right term. The social skills piece. And when we pushed this in this year, there were a lot of, no, they can't handle it. This kid's not appropriate for that, and I would not budge. No, we're going to do it. And those naysayers are now believers. So they do switch classes, and it's nice. It's like a regular school. You come up here, we switch classes, you know. So why shouldn't our kids switch if they can?
Thank you.
Thank you. So I brought a little parting gift. I'll let Lori make sure that all the board members get one. Thank you. And thank you again for your time this evening.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Mr. Watson came to us with a preliminary budget that indicates that there could quite possibly be a tax increase. Don't we have a responsibility to look at everything that we can to make sure that doesn't happen? And charge card receipts and bills are part of our job to actually see how we can actually rein in spending. I'm not saying spending is out of hand, but that's our job. Not only as finance committee members, but as board members. So I'm confused why the finance committee does not want to look at the charge card bills. You're the chairman of the finance committee. Can you tell me why you don't want to look at it?
How many charge cards do we have, Dan? 6 charge cards. 6 charge cards, and they are accessible to you at any time you want to review them, and anyone else. So if there is a concern, and you have a concern, you are free to review them. Dan has made it very accessible. I think in our last meeting, he actually brought them. Unfortunately, you weren't there.
Yeah, I was coming back from...
No, we get that. We get that. But he had brought those there for that. And so, because you weren't there, we reviewed them. Okay. So, if you choose to look at them, that's fine. That's fine. You have total access to it. So do we. So, I don't know what the problem is with excluding it from a monthly report, because I can go to Dan and receive that information every week if I want to. So it's always accessible to me. I have gone down quite a few times to talk to Dan about them and so on and so forth. And there's nothing there. But I just want to say that we do review them. We just have bigger things to do during our finance committee meeting.
Well, actually, I disagree. I don't think anything is too big or too little to actually look at when you're talking about possibly raising taxes. So, and I understand that I have the opportunity to look at the charge cards Mr. Watson actually told me that, and he's going to provide me with that information. So I just wanted to bring it up because I'm just confused. But I understand where you're coming from. You don't believe that there's any problems, and I'm not saying that there are. But I think we do have a responsibility.
And if I could share the conversation I had with Mr. Porter, because I had a separate meeting with him. The plan, I believe, moving forward, and correct me if I'm wrong, is I will send those out to you and to any finance committee member that is interested in reviewing them. And you can, if there's something you identify as you want to have further dialogue, we can have those finance committee meetings. I think what I was trying to communicate is that the finance committee isn't looking for a formal presentation. You need to go through each and every single charge card bill at those meetings, but they are available.
No, I never asked you to do that, Mr. Watson.
Okay.
I just wanted them available. If 3 or 4 eyes are actually better than just one looking at them, and that's pretty much what I was getting at. And I will continue to look at them. And if I have any questions, I will present it to the Finance Committee as well as you. And I thank you.
Well, Mr. Hauser, may I ask a question, Mr. Watson? Yeah, I just want to make sure that I have this straight. The credit cards that Mr. Barter is referring to are merely the vehicle by which funds are allocated. So the money that is in the budget, whatever it is in that category, whether it's spent, the vehicle spending it as a purchase order or a credit card is immaterial. It's the amount of money that's in the budget that matters. So the credit card can't be used to exceed the amount of money that's already been allocated to be spent for that budgetary item. Is that correct?
Correct. The purpose of credit cards is, as we all are aware, a lot of purchases, vendors don't accept purchase orders any longer. So we use the credit card as a vehicle to make the purchase, as long as it's within budgeted amounts approved by. We go through the same approval process with building administrators, teacher leaders, and whatnot, reviewing them in advance of those purchases. We found that actually by utilizing those credit cards and doing online purchasing, we're actually saving some money rather than going through some of the old school way.
And if I may, just from my own experience, as a high school principal, there are a number of times where I ask for permission to use the credit card, and I'll give an example. If we're starting the school year and we have some additional kids sign up for a class, and I need 2 more textbooks, there are 2 ways I can do that. I can contact the publisher, do a purchase order, and pay full price. Or I can go to Amazon.com, find 2 of those books at a fraction of the price, but they won't take a purchase order. Right. So then I would use the credit card, as long as I've got the money in the budget, and I would it's actually a cost savings to the district to use the credit card versus using the purchase order.
Correct.
And I think that's commendable. But when you look at the list of bills, it only states a certain amount under capital finance or whatever.
Right.
And it doesn't give a detailed, actually, explanation on what actually made up that total or that bill. So that's why I brought it up, and I will continue to do so.
Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I'll move for adoption of resolution number 144, payment of bills.
Second.
We have a motion second. Discussion or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Facilities and operation, I move for adoption. Next finance meeting will be Tuesday, March 13th at 5 p.m. at the CSC. Facilities and operation, I'll move for adoption of resolution number 145.
Second.
We have a motion and second, and we'll be doing a roll call vote on this, and Mr. Nichols if you would please.
Sure. I'll read the resolution and then give a very brief explanation of it. Resolved that the Board of School Directors of the Greater Latrobe School District hereby enters into an agreement of sale with Auburndale Energy Services, Inc. for the sale of the current Latrobe Elementary School in the amount of $450,000 under the terms and conditions set forth in the agreement of sale attached to this resolution as an exhibit and incorporated herein. The board further recommends that the Greater Latrobe School Authority also enter into said agreement of sale. The agreement of sale is contingent upon receipt of court approval as required by the Pennsylvania Public School Code. The board hereby authorizes the board president, secretary, and appropriate school district administrators in conjunction with the school authority to sign any and all documents necessary to effectuate the sale, including documents necessary to obtain court approval. The solicitor is directed in conjunction with the school authority to take all steps necessary to seek and obtain court approval for the sale pursuant to the public school code. This is a resolution for the sale of the current Latrobe Elementary School. What this resolution does, and the reason it's set up this way, just as a reminder, we have a school authority, the Greater Latrobe School Authority, who is actually the record owner of our school buildings and school properties. The agreement that we put together with Auburndale Energy Services includes not only the school district but the school authority as a seller. So what you're doing here as a school district, you're accepting the agreement of sale and the sale price. You're accepting a very fine purchaser here, and you are then making a recommendation to the school authority, much as we do with bond issues. You're making the same recommendation to the school authority that the school authority also approve the agreement of sale that you're approving tonight. The school authority will meet Thursday. Dr. Leonard, our school authority president, is here tonight. The school authority has been briefed on this, and we anticipate that the school authority will move forward as well. Dr. Leonard has sent a copy of the agreement of sale, which has been signed by Auburndale to his school authority members. This sale of Latrobe Elementary School accomplishes a number of things for the school district. It is a very fair sale price. The concern that we've all had about the school being empty in the winter, losing value while being empty, the cost we keep with utilities, maintenance, and puts the property back on the rolls as a taxpaying property. And more importantly, you're keeping an excellent and a growing business that is now located in Latrobe. Obviously, this group, because they are within our building, they were clearly considering some type of move. And this way, we're kept in the city of Latrobe and certainly in the Latrobe School District. The last thing we'll need to do for the school district and the school authority is to obtain court approval on the sale, because it will be done as a private sale in the public school code. This resolution directs the solicitor and the authority will have a similar resolution directing us to get moving and to put together the necessary documents and schedule a date and obtain court approval. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I just want to clarify something. And I'm very curious, and I really appreciate that it's a local company. But so there's no confusion on this. Like Mr. Heiser read the resolution. Do we not have to have Heidi seconded it? But do we have to have like so moved and then seconded it? Or do we?
Do we have a?
We have read the motion, and I just want to know.
Yeah, we have a motion and a second.
Okay, that's all I have, thank you. I just
Yeah,
wanted to
and then
clarify
just a
that.
discussion about it, was basically an explanation to give everybody else an opportunity to discuss or ask questions. And then
I
we'll
just
move
wanted this to be right.
No, that's good. You scared me, I wasn't sure I
No,
remembered
no,
one either.
I'll tell you what, I'm so happy it's a local company and everything, and that's really, we really appreciate it.
And they're very excited about it, and they, we're very pleased that they stepped forward.
Thank you. Any other questions or discussion? Mrs. Alsop.
Mrs. Cozart?
Yes.
Mr. Laser?
Yes.
Mr. Locascio?
Yes.
Mrs. Mays?
Yes?
Mr. Music?
Yes.
Mr. Obardo?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Dr. Zorch is absent. Mr. Hauser?
Yes. And that motion passes. I move for adoption of resolution number 145, which is the change orders on the Latrobe LES school as listed.
146. Mr. Hauser. You said 145. Oh, he doesn't have a change one.
That's okay, that's me.
Sounds like he doesn't have the new resolution.
That's a newer one, sorry.
I'm making up mistakes.
I have all my
Poor guy.
Questions or discussions on the motion?
Well, again, I'll just say one quick thing that, we're building the school and the whole thing, the whole case. When you're looking at change orders like this, you got change orders, we're looking at a net of about $8,000 and additional change orders are required. I told you last week and this week, I'm still amazed at the job that we've done and that Kurt's done, contractors and it's just wonderful. Doesn't happen.
No.
This is a anomaly.
I will tell you, it's been an easy progress, an easy process. It's just been, and I thank Kurt so much because he brings a big part that he's responsible for, a big part of how smooth it is.
You guys gotta start thanking one for the contractors and the construction guys. Yeah. Those guys are on your game.
Any other questions or comments?
Second on that.
Yes. Oh, you correct.
I was just annoying. I wasn't.
Do we have any other questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Our next Facilities and Operations Planning Committee meeting will be Thursday, March 8th at 3:30 p.m. at the Avenue Building. Student Activities and Recreation, Mrs. James.
Yes, thank you. I move for adoption of resolution number 147 to approve additional 2017-2018 GLSD school clubs and officers.
Second.
So a motion second. Questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I also move for adoption of resolution number 148 to approve junior high lacrosse boys and girls teams as club sports.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Community relations, Latrobe School District, Park and Recreation Commission meeting minutes are attached. Next meeting, Latrobe School District, Park and Recreation Commission meeting Thursday, March 15th, 4:30 p.m. at the Latrobe Municipal Building in the Green Room. Westmoreland Intermediate Unit, Mrs. May.
Thank you. I move for adoption of resolution number 149 to approve participation in the WIU Joint Purchasing Consortium for the 2018-2019 authorization for a multi-purpose paper bid.
Motion on the floor, second. Questions or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And the next WIU committee meeting is Tuesday, February 27th at 7 o'clock in the WIU boardroom. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Moore. EWCTC, Mr. Reed.
Thank you. The EWCTC open house will be this Thursday, which is February 22nd, and that'll be from 5 to 7 p.m. And the next EWCTC joint operating committee meeting will be on Wednesday, February 21st, and that will be at 7 o'clock.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Board policy liaison, Mrs. Names.
Yes, we have a board policy meeting scheduled for Tuesday, March the 6th, 2018 at 1:15 p.m. at the administration office. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Names. Technology, Mr. Palmer.
Thank you, Mr. President. We met this morning and the meeting will be available at our next monthly meeting. We have a technology meeting coming up here at the CSC on February 20th. I'm sorry, April 17th at 6 p.m. here at the CSC. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. Superintendent's recommendations, Mrs. Slater.
I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 150, which is the approval of the resignation of Ron Zimmerman as the assistant track coach.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 151, which is the approval of the 3 substitute teachers listed.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Question or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 152, which is the approval of the support personnel appointments classified.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Question or discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes.
And I'd ask the board to approve resolution number 153, which is the approval of the support personnel supplementals for the 2018 spring service and salaries.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Question or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 154, which is the approval of the support personnel appointment administrative, which is Lori Belovish to the position of Director of Pupil Services at a salary of $87,950 effective July 1st, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Question or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'd like to offer congratulations to Mrs. Belovish, who is sitting here at our table. We appreciate and look forward to working with you in this position. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 155, which is the creation of the Student Support Service Coordinator K-12 position. I would note that this is a new position to Act 93, but it is a replacement for Mrs. Belovish's present position. So it's not an additional, it's a replacement for.
So moved.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I would just note under other business, the musical Annie, a plug for the musical is going to be March 16th, 17th, and 18th in the evening on Friday and Saturday, and in the afternoon on Sunday. If you are interested in attending, I know there's information on our website as far as purchasing tickets. If you're a school board member and you're interested in attending, please see Mrs. Allhouse. In addition, the high school Palooza, which is an annual event at the high school, many students attend, will be March 2nd. Our meetings in February include the committee of the whole as Tuesday, March 13th, and our regular meeting is Tuesday, March 20th. I will also note that we have a tentative Date to meet with our legislators as March 29th at 6:30 p.m. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Martin.
What time was that again?
6:30.
Here, right?
Yes.
Now we're hearing of visitors part 2, which you can come to, you may step to the podium, speak of anything that was not on the agenda. Please be aware that we hold you to 5 minutes of speaking.
Ron Sanders from 308 Cherry Street on Latrobe. And I'd like to compliment the board on getting rid of that old school. Well, potentially getting rid of it. Maybe you'll get through it. That thing could have been a white elephant just sucking money like crazy. You put it back on the tax rolls, that's a good thing. The only other thing better would be if they put more people and employ more people in their business. That would be great. So, good job there. In an expedient manner too, it didn't set everything. I was here last month and talked about some things. And there was a suggestion that I read your budget, look at your budget. A couple of people said that. In fact, I was leaving and someone said, hey, read our budget, read our budget. So I did. I gave it a cursory review, looked at structure, correlation, transparency. Didn't really dig into it. And I was impressed. It's a comprehensive budget. It's thick, so it has to be comprehensive. The board administration should be complimented on the outstanding job they did on the budget. Except for two new directors, you still got to prove yourself. There were some comments made last time about you eliminating positions. And I went through the budget, and I saw in your budget where you do. You say that you eliminated many positions through retirements and furloughs. Retirements are one thing, very easy. Furloughs, it's hard to furlough people. You know that if you don't. It's really hard. But the board displayed excellent fiduciary duty and responsibility in doing that. And it said many. So I wonder, how many is many? So I went through your budget and I saw that by my calculations, I put 399 less 407, and you eliminated in the last 6 years 8 employees positions in it. That sound right? Reasonable?
Reasonable. Yeah,
yeah,
that sounds reasonable.
Okay. Then I became confused. I'm not that good at math. But in the 2011 to 2000 school year, you had 399 employees. The budget has 407. So my question is, I say I'm confused, did you eliminate employees and positions, or did you create, it seems that you have 8 more positions than you had in 2011, 2012.
You know what, I'll have to pull it up here. If you can give me a second, I can get on my website.
I have it here. I'll look at it.
Yeah, do you mind bringing it over?
That's for confusion. See, 399 now, you're running 407. So did you create positions?
Yeah, and I can answer that pretty easily. The most expensive and largest employee group that we have, obviously, is the teachers group. You'll see that staff went from it was the year before it was actually 277. It's now down to 262. Okay, so that's sort of your most costly group, just because it's made up of the most people within the district. The area that's climbing are our classroom assistants and personal care assistants, and unfortunately, Dr. Soltis is going to speak it out. Those deal with those areas of special needs that if a student has to have somebody assigned to them. So that's it has increased.
And let me speak to that, Mr. Watson, because one of the things that we have done is, you saw the presentation of Clairview School. They have life skills and autistic support, and we would pay for students to go to that school a significant amount of money plus transportation. And by us pulling and opening our own classrooms, we hire people, but we provide the service at a lower cost than we would pay an outside entity for the service. So yes, we've added classroom assistants, or personal care assistants, but we're able to manage the students within our district without having to transport them to Clairview, to Crescent Ridge Day School, various programs that cost quite a bit of money.
My issue is transparency. Budget's saying you're limiting positions.
Last year, if you're reading the budget from last year, we did eliminate positions. You know, if you look at from 2008-9 through present, administratively it went from 21 down to 19. Computer technicians went from 3 to 0. Custodians went from 34 to 32. Maintenance stayed flat at 6. ESL went from 2 down to 0. Behavioral support went from 1 to 0. In-school suspension went from 2 to 1. Personal care assistants went from 2 to 23. Classroom assistants went from 17 to 30. Secretaries pretty much remained the same. Teachers went from 275 down to 262. I can see your point where you're saying from 2016 to 2017, we actually increased 2.5. It looks like 2.5 positions, but I would want to make sure that people in the audience and people within the community understand it's still a reduction in cost because you're replacing a $40,000 to $80,000 a year position with a classroom assistant to add some additional classroom supports.
I'm just saying, in reading your budget, it's not real. Take that out of your budget. You're in the process of doing the budget.
Right.
Take that out.
I'll make note of that. I sure will.
And there's another issue too about the number of students. It says you have 4,000 students on that for the 2017. You don't have 4,000 students, do you?
That would be
38.
Yeah, that was pretty spot from the prior year.
So you're overstating that. Whenever you design a budget, what you have is a budget on one hand, reality on the other. The ideal goal is to bring those two together so they're one. Impossible to do sometimes. There's always things that pop up. But whenever I read this, there's just a taxpayer now. I see eliminated positions. I mean, you're on opposite ends of the spectrum on that statement. So, I'm just trying to help you. Now, whenever you see something like that, it shoots your credit.
What I'd like to do is, I'm sorry, did we get this gentleman's name and contact information? All right, because I'll be honest with you, you're catching me cold on a budget book that I put together back in June. Yeah. No, I agree, it's good conversation, it's good dialogue to have, but it's not going to be a good conversation or constructive conversation if you're not available to have a conversation with me at a later date, whether it's on the phone or in person, so I can truly see where you're pointing out the discrepancies. Because while I can sit here and say you seem like a truthful person, I need you to truly show me where it's at so we can make
that's what I want. In the end of this thing, present a budget that's realistic. And there's no question about it. And that's the way business is.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
And what about coming to budget meetings and that?
Yeah, we're posted. We have finance committee meetings. They're the second Tuesday of every month. They're held here from 5 until 6:30.
And I'm just trying to help you out.
No, I get you. And we do budget presentations in April, May, and in June.
Okay. Maybe you don't want to do those meetings. If you think Mr. Bart is a pain, I would be
Mr. Bart is not. No. You know what? You want to be excited that somebody's reading the book.
Anyone else?
Hi, Katie Russo, 30 Franklin Street, Latrobe. If you couldn't tell, I am the girls lacrosse coach here for the past 7-8 years. I just want to thank you all for taking the opportunity. The athletic committee, I don't know who that's comprised of, but we appreciate it. I can speak for myself and the boys coach that you have taken the opportunity over the last few years to welcome us in as varsity sports and now to welcome in the junior high team. I can say from the girls' end, we have 60 junior high girls already signed up for this season. So the interest is there. The girls want to play. We have so many more kids at the elementary level that want to play lacrosse. So in an area, this Pittsburgh area that's really developing in this sport, it's going to help us at the high school level be more competitive against some of these Pittsburgh teams. So I just want to thank you for your support. I was on the first lacrosse team. Ms. Kozar, I played with her daughter. So, you know, I've been with this program pretty much since the beginning. So it's been a really incredible thing to see it come this far. So thank you all for your continued support.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Oh, the girls won, that's right. The girls won, the school won.
Yes, they did.
Something like that. They won. We get it. Okay. Anyone else? All right, I move for adoption of resolution number 156, adjournment.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?